What's up, everybody? I'm Jordan Weber. Today we're going to go over the different muscle groups and the exercises that are the most important in those muscle groups. So first off, I'm going to talk about for about 15 minutes the accessory chest, back, shoulders, arms, squat, hinge, core, anti-rotation, and dynamic exercises today. So we're going to first start with our chest and what muscle group that is, and then also the exercises associated with it. So number one, the barbell bench press is going to be the go-to exercise seen at most gyms to develop the upper body strength of the chest, specifically in the horizontal plane, which is where the horizon is. So pushing forward would be considered the horizontal plane. We can create an incline where we, instead of pushing forward, we're going to push at more of an angle. So if we're at 90 degrees with the shoulders here, 100, 120, 130 degrees, all those ranges up to 150 would be the highest you might want to go for an incline chest press. Once we get over 150, 160, 180, we're then performing shoulder presses. So that would be a different category. So back to chest, our bench press with a barbell would be our first 1A exercise that we would perform if we were performing a chest day, or if we were adding chest to our full body workout, we might want to do this first, second, or third. We don't want to wait until the last exercise because this is a pretty tough exercise. So you have your barbell bench press, your barbell incline press, then you have your dumbbell bench press. So this would be more open chain where you have more movement in the shoulders to spiral, so going from an externally to an internally rotated position. So notice that my fists, my thumb is facing out in the beginning, and then my thumbs will face toward each other at the end. So this would be considered a spiral shoulder pattern if we were pressing horizontally or vertically or incline. This may be good for people who have shoulder issues, so staying at this position all the time might not be a good idea. Where should our elbows be when we're pressing? We don't want them too close to our side, and we don't want them all the way up next to our shoulders. We want them about midway between our rib cage and our shoulder. So right here, making like an arrow shape. So when we press, that's where our elbows should be. Okay, both for the barbell press horizontally and also the incline barbell press. The third exercise for chest, this would be more of a 2A exercise. So 1A meaning barbell bench press, dumbbell bench press. Those would be 1A exercises, something that you'd want to do first and foremost. Then we have our 2A exercises, which you'd want to do second. That would be your dumbbell fly. That would be in more of a T position. So before we had our elbows midway, we are going to have our elbows up. This is actually going to take more mobility, stability, and shoulder strength to perform. We're going to stress more of the anterior deltoid muscles, and some people may find pain in this exercise. So you'll have to start with very low weights on a flat bench or an incline bench. So this would be the incline or flat dumbbell fly, and that is going to get the mid chest, also the top of the shoulders or the front shoulders here. It can be less triceps because we're not pressing it, so we're not having to bend and extend our elbow. Our elbow bends slightly at the end, and then it goes straight at the where we start. So starting with straighter arms, slight bend, and you notice that there's not a lot of tricep going on. Next would be the cable press or fly. So we can do these standing cable press. We can do these standing and downward. We can go upward with our cables. We can also do them one at a time. We can do them at different angles. So at a half kneeling position, standing position, we can be in a bench or incline bench. Next would be dips. So dips would be the last exercise of chest. Any type of movement or pushing downward, decline bench press, dips, pushing downward is going to emphasize more of the lower chest and also more triceps here. Okay, so it is a great exercise for the arms as well as the chest. So you're getting kind of double bang for your buck when you're performing the dip exercise. So those would be the chest exercises. We're going to go over back, shoulders, and arms, and then in the next video we'll cover legs. So when it comes to back, we have our pull-up, which is our overhand grip, and our chin-up, which is our underhand grip. The pull-up is going to get more of the scapular muscles, okay, and also more of the lats, whereas the underhand is going to get more of the biceps and forearms, as well as the rotator cuff. So if you want more biceps and arms, kind of like dips with the chest, you want to go underhand pull-up. I would try the overhand first, 1A, because that is going to be a little bit harder. And again, like the chest fly, if it doesn't work for you, you can find a different exercise or just go underhand grip. So pull-ups and chin-ups, unassisted or assisted. So assisted with a band, assisted with a partner, assisted with a machine, or free weight. Okay, and getting as many reps as you can for 3 to 4 sets. And then if you can't or don't have a pull-up bar, but you do have a pull-up machine or a lat pull-down machine, this would be the time to perform that as a 1A exercise, okay? So lat pull down is when we get a T-bar, which is a nice wide bar, string it up to a cable pulley, we sit down in a seat, and then we pull down, okay? That would be your lat pull down. That's gonna, again, be more lats focused. We can go underhand grip with that same lat pull down and get more bicep focus. Both are great substitutes and additions to your back day. Next would be your seated row. So whether you're seated in a machine or you're seated on the ground, pulling from a low cable pulley, this is gonna get the horizontal rowing effect, where before we were pulling in a vertical fashion. So we're pulling down, and now we're pulling toward the back. So 2 different types of pulling. Just like you can push and press overhead, you can pull down and you can pull horizontally from a low cable pulley, middle cable pulley, or a high cable pulley. Just like you can push down, forward, and up. So you have your seated row. You can do that 2 arm or 1 arm, overhand grip, underhand grip, wide, narrow, a lot of different variations. Then you have your lat pullover, which you want to perform with a dumbbell. Sometimes they have lat pullover machines, which are great, but I like the dumbbell across the bench. You can do it with the hips down or up. Lats, straight arm pull down, that is when you pull a cable pulley system with a T-bar or a straight bar downward, or you can use a rope. And that's going to be a straight arm pull down. That's going to emphasize the lats. It's an isometric contraction for the triceps, and your core has to stabilize you as you do that exercise. So that's a great full body, upper body exercise. Now we'll get into the shoulders, and then we'll probably have to cut it off, and then we'll get into arms in a separate video. So shoulder press would be your first exercise you want to perform when you're performing your shoulder exercises for the day. So obviously warm up and then perform your shoulder press with a barbell, if possible seated. You're going to generate the most strength and power and force output in a seated fashion. If you are standing, you're going to be using more core, which is great if you're thinking of functional terms of fitness, but for hypertrophy, we want a seated barbell press, okay? We can do this with a barbell or a dumbbell. So I like the barbell and dumbbell options, but I'll primarily stick with the barbell because I can load it better and manage and stabilize the bar better. The dumbbells are going to have more free range of motion, but you won't be able to go as high in as weight. The dumbbell press, like I said, can be varied using the Arnold form. So palms or fists facing your body, and then the back of the fist facing the back of the room. So, and then pressing overhead. So that would be your Arnold press. Next, you have your lateral raises. Okay, these can be done before, during, or after your training of your barbell press as a warm-up, or as a 3A exercise, or 3B exercise. So you have your lateral raise, your front raise, your trap shrugs, You can do the shrugs with a dumbbell or a barbell or a machine. You can do those behind the back, wide grip, narrow grip, one arm with a cable. You have your lateral bent arm raise. So instead of straight arm lateral raise, you have a bent arm lateral raise. Okay, that's going to be short lever. This would be longer lever. This would be harder, be a little bit easier. Then you have front raises and upright rows. So front raise, you can go right out in front of the shoulder or all the way overhead and control the weight on the way down. You can go thumb up, palm down, or you can go palm facing up. Okay, and you may even feel a lower chest there. Upright row, like I said, barbells, primarily with an easy bar if possible, because it has some grooves in it for you to be able to pull it up. Straight bar is fine. Also, you can do these with dumbbells. Then you have your rear fly, which is going to be in the horizontal plane. And then you can do it with a cable as well. So you can do it bent over with dumbbells or cable, and then standing just like this, or with higher cable pulleys just like this. So that's your rear fly targeting your rear deltoids. So shoulder day, you want your rear delts, middle delts, and front delts. Front delts are from the barbell presses. Side delts are from the lateral raises, and then your rear flies are going to get the rear delts. So make sure you get all three of those on shoulder day. Upright row, that's more front and sides. And then your face pull, that's going to be another rear deltoid exercise. You can do that with a rope or a T-bar, nice and high, almost touch the forehead. Don't jet the forehead forward as you row back. That could also be a one-arm row, but that'll be more on your back day, okay? So one-arm row, we forgot about that. The one-arm row is a great exercise in the horizontal plane. You can do that with a dumbbell on a bench or without a bench, and you can get in a planted position like this and row it up. Okay. We also have the barbell bent over row, which is great isometric exercise for the core, as well as a great exercise for the lats and rhomboids, but that might be dangerous for some people. So you have your bent arm row, one arm row. You can do that seated, bent over, or standing. All right, so that's going to do it for chest, back, and shoulders. Hopefully you learned a little bit of information on how to exercise those body parts. Make sure you let me know what you want to learn about next time. Thanks.